I still say to this date, the most accurate military movie ever made was In the Army Now with Pauly Shore.
I don't know if that's true.
I know you're right. It's Hurt Locker. Like, come on.
Yes. Fuck. Of course.
In a world, 4 friends, 1 mission, to bring freedom to everyone involved.
Dude, what the fuck are you doing?
Doing a thing for the podcast.
Dude, just say the name.
Fine. It's the Freedom Friends Podcast.
Fuck
Fuck
boys. Yeah, it's the fucking Freedom Friends Podcast. That mediocre show on the internet where at least, well, most of the time it's 4 fucking chuckleheads sit here and decide that we know what the fuck we're doing. And for some reason, all of you chuckleheads out there decide that you want to keep listening to it. This week's show is brought to you by the letter F. F is in fuck. It's also brought to you by Warfighter Tobacco. You can go to warfightertobacco.com and use that code FTFO for 15% off your order over there. Our oh so lovely friends at owellness.us will give you a quarter off your order if you go over to their website and use the code FreedomFriends25. And then Icy Tech Coolers, in case you need a cooler so big you can put at least 3 dead hookers in it. We'll give you 10% off your order over there if you use the code
Just know that you have to
FreedomFriends10.
fold them a little bit, but they do fit.
They do fit.
They do make chainsaws, so you can.
I don't know. That big one that was in here, it could probably fit 3 laying down.
Regulars and midgets.
It depends what kind of hookers.
I guess it's whatever you're into.
Yeah.
They can't be like big ones.
I just watched
Filipino hookers.
I just watched that Dahmer.
That's exactly what I was thinking about too.
That show's crazy.
Dahmer needed an Icy Tech.
He could fit a lot in
That
there.
shit is so fucking creepy, that show.
Yeah. The casting is almost too good.
You know
That
what's
dude,
going to
that
The
happen?
guy
character?
that's playing Dahmer
Fuck.
is terrifying.
Like, I want to meet him in real life and see.
He was on he's on American Horror Story.
You know, he said that dude from American Horror
Yeah,
Story
yeah.
actually said he almost turned the role down because the way he got the script to read before he was going to play it. And he said he almost turned it down because he was concerned with how well it was written and how deep into the character he'd end up, that it would fuck with him psychologically. That it would break him.
It's taken how many fucking
well,
years to get around to fucking making a drama series about Dahmer? It's so fucked up.
Yeah, that's not like a documentary or whatever.
Right.
Like an
Yeah,
actual
like,
just...
like it's
but-
he's complete.
And they're not exactly using any innuendo either, where it's like, oh, and then the door closes and some weird shit happens.
No.
It's like,
No,
yep,
it's-
nope, the door closed, but the problem is you're on the other side of it, and
with
you
the
just
power
get to
tool, fucking yeah.
yeah.
And I think the script's probably pretty accurate because he talked so in depth about it. Like he didn't try to hide any of it.
When they finally caught him, he was just like,
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna kind of
yep,
tell
well,
you.
I'm just going to
what's
tell
going
you
on.
absolutely everything.
Yeah.
Like I can only do an episode, then I have to go to some fucking stupid shit, like the Lord of the Rings or fucking.
Yeah.
I need to go to something else to like be like, all right.
So I
need a
wasn't
break.
really interested in watching it, but you know,
No, it's
I'm,
good.
I'm
It's
married
good.
to a white girl, so of course the serial killer show got played in my house. And she started playing it. I wasn't really interested, and then I like walked in like 10 minutes into the first episode, and I was like,
okay, man.
and I found myself still standing there like 35 minutes later, and I was like, all right, hold on, fuck, let me get a drink. Like, so yeah, it's really, really good, really well executed.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
Yeah.
But back to Icy Tech, what's their slogan?
We keep your dead hookers cold.
yeah. For
We'll
those
get
who
rid of
get
that
it.
smell.
Oh, for those who get it, there you
Those
fucking
who get
go. For those who get it,
Your pork chops won't go bad in this fucking.
It's just funny with the Dahmer show because there's so many times where somebody could have like, hey, this isn't right.
Yeah.
The fucking cops that fucking gave the kid back. Like that's always been the big one. Like, hey, they gave a kid back to him, but there's more.
yeah, especially when you've got but when you had like the other people that were like, that's a fucking child, and they're like, no,
Yeah.
it's not, it's good.
So I
And
guess
like, it's like,
that woman, they lived at like across the street, but for the show they had to show
yeah, it's
like
better
she's
if it's
right
in that
next
whole
door
like
kind of
project
thing.
yeah.
But she was bitching and complaining for fucking ever.
Yeah.
They dude.
If that happened today, there would be so many lawsuits, like just gross neglect.
Can you imagine serving in the military with him though? Like he had to be.
That's what I was thinking
He
about.
had to
too.
be one of those guys. You know, like
What's interesting is that
you're not right.
I guess he didn't talk about it much in the interviews or whatever, because it just like glazed right over.
Yeah.
It was just like, after you got back from the military, you missed all that structure and da 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 da. And it was like, Oh fuck!
I haven't got far enough. I don't know if anybody's gotten far enough. Maybe they show it. Maybe they show his time in Germany or whatever the fuck.
They kind of skip over.
I'm only on like episode 5 or 6.
Oh yeah, then you're.
Yeah.
But they just
you're
kind of
a
make
little
like
past.
that reference, and then
Yeah.
that's kind of it. We don't really get anything
Right.
more.
There's got to be somebody out there. If you serve with Jeffrey Dahmer and want to admit it, please
If you
contact
smoke
the show.
him, like
Yeah.
Yeah.
we want to hear it.
And now we're regretting.
He also got out with an honorable discharge.
Well, he got kicked out. It said.
Yeah, but with an honorable discharge. I was looking into it. So he was deemed unsuitable for military service and was later discharged from the army. He received an honorable discharge as his superiors did not believe that any problems Dahmer had in the army would be applicable to civilian life.
Did they say what he did in the army?
Let me do a little more research real fast.
Anybody want to take bets on?
Yeah, I bet it's just what he didn't do. He
No,
didn't-
not what he did. Like
MOS.
MOS.
He's
Oh no,
trying
he
to
was,
get
he was a
MLS.
medical specialist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It showed that.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
which is
Okay.
the it
68
was the
whiskey.
carryover of that whole like
dissecting. Shit,
yeah, why he just like fucking with bodies and shit.
Oh my god! Of course he was.
Yeah, if you're a father out there, don't dissect roadkill with your kids. Just throwing that out there.
Yeah.
That's
Like I'm all about like if your kid shows interest in something, like try and support it. But
Like
Just not that one.
if your kid has a weird fascination with dead things and wants to take them apart,
if
maybe
if you're hunting and like there's, like this is
That's different. Prep it for eating, but the whole
different.
like
Yes.
here you go. Why don't you go ahead and grab a hold of its guts and pull them out? Let's see how long they are. And it's like
when you grab the
maybe-
raccoon off the side of the road.
maybe you've gone too far.
There is a precedent. There is Jeffrey Dahmer out there, so you can look at that and say this is a bad fucking idea. Anyway, what else we got, guys?
Or if you're boiling alligator heads in your backyard, shit like that.
Well,
I wasn't teaching kids how to do it. But I did. Tonight I actually have to do my the last step in the process, and then I have to super glue some teeth back in because it happens.
It sounds very Dahmerish. Just throw that out there.
You are getting very Dahmer there, buddy.
Go. Who's next?
It,
I mean,
I just want Dave to know he's the guy that
Dave helped me.
Dave's the guy that you bring home to your house every night too. So.
yeah.
Yep.
Right, maybe there's
Watch out, Dave.
Dave,
But
yeah, if he's gonna
the-
fucking
there's
ruin
a
Or it's
it,
not
big
it's-
difference.
Or it's
I-
that tag team action shit where it's like the two killers and you got like the dominant and the submissive one.
I was
or
going to say,
whatever.
I've never had to roofie Dave.
That's because he's the dominant.
Dave's sitting over there. Like,
he, has
what the
he has
fuck?
all the good ideas.
Yeah.
We're gonna tie this one up and throw fucking Jello at them until they. No.
Yeah. Jello.
Did you find out what he did?
Yes, he was a combat medic
No,
in
did you-
2nd Battalion, 68th.
No,
Armored
why he
Regiment.
got removed.
No, he's in.
No, he. I believe it was due to alcoholism.
Oh yeah, it does say that in the show.
Yeah,
Yeah, see, I haven't gotten that far because I need a break. But yeah,
yeah,
Fuck.
alcohol abuse.
What unit was he in?
He was in the 2nd Battalion, 68th Armored Regiment, 8th Infantry Division.
Yeah, well, they no longer exist. So
Yeah.
Weird.
Did we get through the sponsors or did I interrupt that completely?
Yeah, no, Ice Tech is Freedom Friends 10. You get 10% off your right? Freedom Friends 10?
Yep.
Yeah. Freedom Friends 10. And you get,
All of the cards have popped up with the discount codes and everything.
boom.
Yay.
yeah,
See, so I can fuck it up and still
We're
cover
fucking
it.
sorry, we're
high
associating the
speed.
products with hookers and dead hookers. But anyway,
I said you could put a dead hooker in it, and then it turned into
Jeffrey Dahmer.
yeah. But if you ever
it's the next logical step, though. So
Or
what
did
do
you- from dead hooker to Jeffrey Dahmer, like that's the jump.
I'll see if I can Photoshop a picture of like Jeffrey Dahmer with the thumbs up holding.
I
Like,
could-
a-
I'm sure Icy Tech would
Totally don't
greatly
endorse this
appreciate
product.
My
that.
pork chops stay fresh.
All right. I chopped this one up 3 days ago, and it's still good as new.
Because we grew up in the time of Dahmer, right? So
Yeah.
we remember like the headlines, but like seeing the documentary about his childhood and shit like that, okay, it kind of ties everything together a
Yeah.
little bit. But
Paints a
well,
little bit more of a clear
it's funny
picture.
because some of my nephews and stuff, and I'm always just like, gonna be fine, gonna be fine. There's the fucking next Jeffrey Dahmer, and my wife's like, shut up. I'm like, so
Yeah. I think a lot of people have forgotten how recent Dahmer was, though. Because a lot of those serial killers, like there was the whole 70s where it was just like
Yeah.
constant.
that was everybody's hobby. Apparently, it was just. And
well,
then,
the 70s you could get away with it. Now you get caught after one or two, so it's hard to.
there was a comedian that I was
Goddamn
listening to the
Facebook.
other day that was talking about like all the serial
So
killer
hard to kill more
documentaries
than
and
two
stuff, and they were
people.
like, but they did one on this chick that had like she was a serial killer. I can't remember her name or whatever now, but she had like 3 kills, and he's like, Get the fuck off the stage.
Those
3
are
kills.
rookie numbers,
He was like,
motherfucker.
he was like, that's a DUI. Like, that's not like.
When you can't remember how many people you've killed, murdered wise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he was sitting there because he was talking about who's the one with the 50 kills, 50 plus kills?
Golden State.
Yeah, but he's got a name.
Yeah, that was.
They caught him. But he's got like 50 plus kills or whatever.
Was he the former policeman?
No.
Who is
It's
that?
one of the big names.
Yeah.
It's not Dahmer. It's and not the guy that ate people.
No, it's no. Fuck.
But whatever. He's got like 50 and he's like, that dude's the GOAT. He's the greatest of all time. Which is, that's as good as it gets. Like nobody's gonna get those numbers.
Yeah, if you get 50 in
And
today's
because he was
time.
talking about
There
it's
was
the
one-
one from the 70s, and he said it was the reason it was so impressive is like he's got 50 plus female kills driving a tan Volkswagen Beetle. And he's like, and I watched the whole
that was what's his face. That's he didn't get 50. He's not.
Zac Efron played him in the in the reenactment.
He didn't. Did he have 50? There's
Yeah,
no way.
it's
Fucking
like 50 plus kills.
Fuck, what's his name?
Jesus Christ.
That's what I'm trying to remember.
He's one of the biggest.
But exactly.
Holy shit.
But there's too many fucking
I'm
brain
glad that
injuries
we
up
live
here.
in the United States.
There's
There's this dude named Luis Garavido, and he was operating in Colombia, Ecuador, and Venezuela from 1992 to 1999, and he killed 193 fucking people
Jesus Christ.
In 7 years?
before he got caught.
Dude, that's like 2 a month.
That's the most on this list.
Wow.
I'm trying to find the
Ted Bundy.
Ted Bundy.
Ted Bundy. Yeah,
But they're saying Ted Bundy's the GOAT.
Gary
like, that's what he
Ridgway,
said.
1982
Heard
to
of him.
2000, got 49.
Ridgway's isn't that the BTK killer?
Nah,
I don't know.
is that the guy? Yeah,
The one that,
he
like,
operated a long time.
He killed a bunch, and
He
then
was
he went
so good.
and then he went silent for a while,
That's
and then
the
he
one.
came
That's the one
back.
that used to be a cop.
Yeah, and then he was like a deacon at his church, and
He was a
shit,
deacon
too.
and make a male. Like that guy
Yeah,
was great.
but he went silent for a while, like did no work, and then he came back and started dropping all these cute clues. And they asked
Yeah.
him like, "You could have gotten away with it. Why'd you come back?" And he was like, and he said that shit. It was like no artist should leave his work unsigned or some shit. I was like, that's some dark
yeah,
shit.
he was
dude.
up in Kansas.
And
Up in-
as
Yeah.
a deacon, he's probably preaching about "Thou shalt not kill"
Yeah,
like
but he was
over and
a-
over, and everybody in the
He was
everybody in the
really
congregation's
stuck on
like,
this.
he was a
"Is that a
fucking
big
weird-
problem in our
Yeah,
congregation?"
the BT. That's the BTK guy.
Yeah,
right?
so that was the
Blind
guy,
torture
but he was
killer.
in Mindhunter. He was the guy that they kept showing like killing
Yeah.
people, and then they didn't talk about him. Then they went on with whatever the show was about.
right.
So Ted Bundy only has 35 confirmed kills.
Yeah.
Only
He has up to 100 plus
Oh, what the
Suspected.
fuck?
are
Yeah.
suspected.
But,
But that other dude,
Once
we're-
again, when you forget the numbers, you're
Yeah.
you're in the top 10.
Jesus Christ.
it's fucking crazy.
Because if it's 3, I think I could remember.
I mean, you could get away with it though when the FBI didn't know what the fuck they were like. Nobody knew that shit, and they were basing their research on what you were doing. Now they got it all.
Well,
Like,
they did part of the interview process with Bundy when they did the Bundy tapes or whatever, because he
yeah.
did it too, where he was just like, I'm gonna talk about. They were like bringing kills up that he had, and he was like, I forgot about that one. And it's like, holy fuck,
what
dude!
the
Like,
fuck? Yeah.
But
So Samuel Little was from 1970 to 2005. He has 60 confirmed. He confessed to the FBI 90. And then they found 3 more, and those investigations are still ongoing.
wow.
Jesus Christ.
Seriously. But still, that dude with almost 200.
There's probably like some gangbangers in Chicago that have
Well, this
some
dude has-
numbers like
he's-
that.
Yeah, it's not like a
two,
serial
he's
killer.
almost 200 as a serial
know.
killer in like the drug capital of the planet.
Well,
So
Bodies are lying
he was
left and
he's
right,
a
so it's kinda
child
like, eh.
murderer.
oh fuck.
Yeah, he's suspected of murdering over 300 victims, mostly street children.
Nobody gives a shit about
He was
street
sentenced to 1,853 years in prison, later reduced to 22 after he led police to many of his bodies.
I'm sorry. I'm just saying.
How do you reduce your years from 1,853 to 22 just because you led him to bodies?
we're
Holy shit,
wait,
he's scheduled to become eligible for parole next year.
time out. We are moving right past Jim's comment that is like
That nobody cares about street children?
Go directly to hell and don't pass go. Like there's not too
I'm
many.
just saying.
I don't really care about kids in general. So
I know.
But if there were
like,
kids in like any city in America,
Colombian
yes.
street urchins.
But yeah, like
Yeah, when was the last time anybody on this show or listening to the show was like, you know what? I'm really concerned about the street urchins in Colombia. I mean, when was the last time you had that thought, Scott?
I've never been to Colombia, so
No, but you've been to like Central America and stuff like that.
I like the little kids in Central America.
Yeah, but do you think about it when you're not there?
Yeah.
Don't answer that on the show, please.
Yeah, that's a no-win answer there.
Well, speaking of fucking great shows, you should all watch the Mike Tyson docudrama thing.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch that.
That's good.
Did he fight his last fight he was going to fight? Like with Paul?
No, Paul's fighting.
I thought he was going to fight one of the Pauls.
Yeah, we heard that when we were in Vegas.
Yeah.
And we all got all excited.
Yeah, I can't remember who was on the card, but it was like, oh fuck.
Did that never take place?
No, I don't think it's happened. I think it's in the spring or whatever.
I think we definitely would have all gotten together for that.
It's Silva, right?
One of the Pauls is fighting Anderson Silva.
Yeah, one of them's fighting Silva.
Yeah, no, that's gonna go.
Tyson would have killed somebody.
Like, I don't really pay attention to fighting, but I think I might
fought
watch
a fucking
Silva.
kickboxer was that Hopkins this past weekend? Fought some kickboxer in the ring, but it was boxing.
I think Tyson's last fight was on the airplane.
It's definitely not what I would have done. But
And he caught another dub.
Right?
Still iron.
Yep.
What
Still
up?
a champ.
I just still love that the guy that got his ass beat was like, no, I don't want to press charges. It's okay.
I deserve this.
I respect that.
Yeah.
Because he was like walking around being like, took a punch from Tyson. I'm gonna tell you what, he still got it. Look at this.
Or that guy's a pussy. Look at me. I'm still standing.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Did you guys see that Edward Snowden got granted Russian citizenship by Putin? It was either today or yesterday.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but doesn't he have to get out of that embassy without getting arrested to get to Russia?
Oh.
I thought he was already in Russia.
Did
he make it to
he
Russia?
was granted,
That's the other guy you're thinking of. The
Who am I
WikiLeaks
thinking of?
guy.
That's Snowden.
No, you're thinking of WikiLeaks.
Oh no, I'm thinking of the WikiLeaks
Yeah, I
dude.
think
Because they kicked him. They're kicking him out or whatever.
Didn't he
Right?
go to prison? I don't know.
No, he got kicked out, and it was funny because everybody was like, "Oh, you're an asshole for kicking him out," and then they pulled up footage of him like riding a
skateboarding
scooter
around the fucking
through
hallways and
embassy
shit.
and like walking around in his bathrobe and shit, just being obnoxious. And they were like, "Yeah, this is why we fucking kicked him out."
I think at that point I'd go full fucking Joe Colombo and just walk around babbling shit in my fucking bathrobe, my fucking joint hanging out and smoking a cigar. If I fucking was like, this sucks. I can't go to my home fucking country, so I'm just gonna fucking
Maybe don't leak a bunch of government secrets where you have to go be a fugitive.
I'd have to know something. I don't know anything.
He didn't know anything either. He just stole a bunch of it.
You know, like they give you a blood shit and they're like, all right, fucking. I'm like, dude, I don't know anything. I'm gonna scream. I'm gonna fucking talk like a bitch. I don't know anything. What do I know? I don't know anything.
It was like SEER school, and they were like, "Well, just in case they ask you for anything." I'm like, "What the fuck do I know?"
Yeah.
I'm an E5.
I mean,
I don't know. Fuck all.
I'm gonna be like that guy in the fucking Hotel Hilton. I'm gonna make shit puppets and fucking babble shit, and then they're gonna leave me alone.
You were a
until
fucking field grade officer, and you're still just like, I don't know.
what do you want to know? I'll tell you anything.
Yeah, what do you want to know?
Give me a crayon. I'll fucking diagram a fucking. Come on.
The top speed of my tank is 62 miles an hour. There you go. That's the biggest secret I got.
Right in Jane's. Look right there.
The only thing I can tell you is like if somebody's faking being a sniper at one time, like I'm pretty good at spotting that. But that's it.
Sure.
Like your guys don't know shit.
I'd be like, tell us about your frequency. Don't put it to Z. Like, I don't fucking know.
Look, they tell me the frequency, but I can't get this fucking thing to work anyways.
Like, even if I had all the equipment, fill this rate, might as well gonna shoot me because I have no idea.
I have no fucking idea, dude.
It's not that I don't want to tell you. This piece of shit doesn't work.
All I know is
gonna spit on it, plug it back in.
You'd have to be like, well, I don't have any NCOs.
I can barely wipe my own ass without a fucking good sergeant. So come on.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't know. We stole this radio. It does not work. Did you lick it? Like that's
spit on it, put it back in.
No, give me a breaker bar. I'm gonna hit it with something.
Yeah. I'm like, don't turn it off because it's never gonna work again.
Oh, you need a new battery. That's what it is.
That's what it is. Did you put it to Z? Because if you put it to Z, we got to go see that E4 in the 2 shop. He's gonna fix this. Like,
he knows way more than I do.
I don't know. Fuck
you didn't capture that guy. I don't know what to fucking tell you.
I don't know what to tell you, man. That shit's just in my truck. I know I went to the Harris school and they showed me at one point that if I do my radio just right with my Blue Force tracker, I can pull up Google. I couldn't tell you how to do that right now.
Please don't shoot me.
Yeah, that was in a controlled environment in New Jersey. Like, I don't fucking know how to do this.
So I saw something super cool today, and this episode is going to come out on Wednesday. It's going to come out on a Wednesday. So it's already happened by the time you guys heard this. But Monday at 6 p.m. Central Time. Let me back up a little bit. 10 months ago, SpaceX launched a fucking rocket. On that rocket, they had this little vending machine sized thing that they're going to smack into a fucking meteor doing 15,000 miles an hour to try to knock it off course. In theory, to save the world in case a meteor is ever going to make a direct impact with Earth.
So this one wasn't on direct impact?
No, this is just one that was out there.
Okay.
And they saw it.
Just testing
And it's about the size of a football stadium. I don't know, about 400 feet long, wide or long or whatever the fuck.
It's a tiny ass football stadium.
Yeah, but they're sending this thing that's the size of a vending machine to knock it off course.
Are you talking like a high school football stadium or like Cowboys?
No.
Well, once you knock something off that far off, it just gets, you know.
But-
It doesn't
So-
take much. If they move it 2 inches at that distance, then it's going to miss us.
The meteors are in an orbit.
Yeah.
And their calculations speculate that it can change its orbit's time by up to 10 minutes. But if it changes it by 72 seconds, they'll call it a success. And the time it takes to complete, I guess, one orbit. And they can't really check it until, I can't remember what time. I think it was sometime in like
For 3,942 years.
No,
when
it's like in a month or
around.
two from now.
Oh,
I
it's
guess
on
the
like a
last,
micro
the
orbit or
last time
whatever?
that they figured it out was like in July, and now they have to hit this thing and then wait and see if it changed. But they had when they released the vending machine from the rocket, they released this other little thing that was like a video, like a camera. And there's also a camera on the little vending machine thing. And that'll send pictures back in live time every 1 second until it makes impact. And the other one will take all the, pictures and shit and then send it all back too. It was pretty cool. I was reading it and we were talking about shit that happened and then they made movies about. Well, this one, they made a movie about it and now it's happening. It was Armageddon, except they sent a bunch of idiots in a drilling machine to go drop a nuke on a
love that
meteor.
movie, man. But anyway,
In all fairness, I'd kind of be okay with them just shooting Bruce Willis at that
So-
fucking rocket too. He's roughly the
Just
size
put
of
him out of it 15,000 miles an hour.
He's roughly the
So-
size of a vending machine.
Being that it's 2022,
Mhm.
how concerned should I be about it this meteor not being on path to hit
And now
Earth?
it will be.
And now it will be.
So they said, no, it's.
We moved it that way, so it's going to hit us on the other side.
Yeah.
As soon as it hits the guy making all the calculations, it's like, oh,
Yeah.
I fucked up.
hey, DC, I'll get you the longitude and latitude for DC.
But they said that there's no possible
If we
way.
can make this meteorite hit DC, like I'm buying a lot of stock.
They said there was no possible way that they could redirect this to make impact with Earth.
That's a good thing.
that
Yeah.
fucking slide rule, they better be on it. They
Yeah,
better,
I mean,
they
it took-
better be old school
It took
fuckers.
10 months to get a rocket there,
Yeah.
going 15,000 miles an hour. So if they do, and it starts coming this way, I think they can send another one up and intercept it.
So as long as it doesn't hit us before next year, then we're all right.
I guess so.
Because a football stadium,
It takes 10 months to get there.
even a
so
midget football stadium is going to make a big fucking,
that's going to hurt.
yeah,
It's going to hurt.
whatever.
Because the one that wiped out the dinosaurs, I think they said is like,
No,
That wasn't even that big,
thing was
was it?
big.
what we
Yeah,
think.
it's the
was-
size of the fucking,
Like, how big was
Gulf
the
of
one
Mexico.
that made that crater out in New Mexico or whatever?
That had to be about the size of a football field, I would guess. I don't
So it's estimated to be between 10 and 15 kilometers wide.
know. Ooh, that's way bigger. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I guess that's like 10 times the size. I mean, average football stadium, I'd say, is
It
about
hit
a
it
click
at a
across.
speed where it left a 150 kilometer wide crater.
hole. Yeah.
But
But I mean, even something the size of a football stadium is that's like changed the climate
That's
forever on
that's
Earth.
perfect
Like,
size for DC.
But-
yeah,
The
but the
one that
problem is
wiped out
that
the
we all suffer
dinosaurs?
from that because
No,
the amount
no,
of shit
no.
that gets launched into the atmosphere.
That is the second largest crater on the planet. So the
Yeah, there's
first
a bigger
one,
one.
I don't know when the fuck that hit, but Jesus.
Yeah.
But yeah, 66 million years ago, the dinosaurs died.
yeah, let's just hope these guys, studied hard and
Yeah.
weren't, all right, I'm not going to say it because that'll get us all fucking fired. But anyway, let's just hope that they got their math right.
Or just give me at least enough warning where I can get like a couple of bucket list things done before we all die.
But it only wiped out 3/4 of the Earth's living things.
And like all of the daylight for like 5,000 years.
Yeah. But there's still, so there's a chance.
So you're saying there's a chance.
But the one in what is it in Arizona? That one
Probably a refrigerator size.
That one is smaller, I think. And that one I don't think did near the long-term damage. It just would wipe out, the area of DC. Come on, Elon. Come on, Elon.
The one that hit in Arizona was anywhere from 100 to 170 feet.
100 feet wide.
So it's twice the size of the one they're trying to bump off.
But
right
how
now.
big's the crater? It's not that big.
What?
The crater, the one that they're trying to bump is about 300 feet, 400 feet in diameter.
Yeah, the one that hit in Arizona was 100.
Yeah.
The crater
so 3 to 4
was
times.
That's what he said.
3/4 of a mile.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck that.
Big hole.
It's like us when you throw a rock into the water.
Yeah,
and
big
the
ripple effect.
splash.
Yeah.
That's when the fucking meteor hits Earth.
That's like when they were doing that theoretical testing of dropping tungsten rods from space.
Yeah.
And they did all that theory because they could just like have the satellite that would just launch a tungsten rod because the tungsten would survive reentry.
Yeah.
No explosion, no nothing, just the impact of it hitting was like something like they could destroy like half a country with like a rod. And it was like, the fuck? Like you can't just.
That's why we have a space force. Justification, finally.
You get them, Guardians.
Jesus Christ.
They got to pick their own name.
Speaking of that, did you see Space Force officially got their song?
They did get a song.
Please tell me it's done on a theremin.
Justin, pull up the Space Force song.
I want to hear that.
You might have to play it.
Awesome.
Do we stand at attention?
No, fuck, it's the Space Force.
Do we make
What do
like,
they even sing
Are
about?
there words?
No, it's like the
Or
Army
just
song,
like-
the Marine Corps song. They have their own song now.
Yeah, no, I get that, but like all of ours have history in them.
Yes, listen.
Is it like the Star Blazer song? We're leaving Mother Earth to save the human race or something like that? No?
Justin will be kind.
It's just the fucking.
They should have just adopted like the Star Trek fucking song and been like, with words. Come up
Might
with
as
some
well.
words.
Just the speech. Just let Picard talk, and then I'd be like,
This may be the only time our listeners ever listen to the Space Force song. So we are all going to enjoy this together.
All right, boys.
The first and last time.
Y'all ready?
no.
Yes.
Yes.
The Space Force now has its official
My bad.
song.
Hold on.
Nailed it.
The Space
Hold on.
Force narrator.
Producer extraordinaire.
Very,
No
very
fucking
military-esque.
way.
It is. It's like fucking Robotech. What the fuck?
The name of it is Semper Supra.
Which means what in Latin?
No, no, no.
You know why that's pointless?
Always,
Because in space, no one can hear you sing.
I like what you did there.
Always, in Latin, it means always above.
Always about
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah. Semper ubi sub ubi. Just Latin for always wear underwear. In case you're curious.
There's 8 lines. That's it.
There's not much history.
That we're the mighty watchful eye, guardians beyond the blue, the invisible front line, warfighters brave and true. Boldly reaching into space, there's no limit to our sky. Standing guard both night and day. We're the space force from on high.
Wow.
There it is, guys.
Wow.
Well, there's no sky in space. So
There's an alien invasion force who just heard this and was like, fuck it. These guys got their shit together. They got a song.
did you see the new dress uniforms though?
Yeah, kind of creepy.
Holy shit.
Got a song.
You need to. I don't understand why they could look at Starship Troopers. That was the mark. Like
They-
you could have just gone that direction.
That's not too far removed.
Well, it's kind of
Except for.
Yeah, they look like anime fucking people, man. I mean, literally, they should be a fucking like. Never mind.
I was about it when I thought I was going to get a giant robot with a laser sword, but
I know.
now it's. Did you see the Steve Carell show about the Space Force though?
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
that's great.
it's funny.
Did you? So you know the fatigues they were walking around in,
Yeah.
right? Did you see that pattern? It's the surface of the moon. Like, so it looks like snow cam or whatever, but when you get in on it, it's actually just like the surface
Craters.
with all the craters and shit all
Jesus
over it. And I was like,
Was that a one season wonder?
No, they did another one.
they did
Oh,
a
I
second
haven't seen
season,
the
but the
second
second season
season.
wasn't near as good.
No.
But if I could find those fatigues though,
The best part of that show is literally when they're like, hey, we're going to have a Space Force, and they're all sitting around. And Carell's like, who the fuck's going to be the jackass who's got to fucking run that fucking shit show? And they're like, as a matter of fact, he's like,
I
fuck.
got this.
what a cast on that though. I don't know how they got all those people, but
Because
Well,
it was
I thought it was gonna be
hilarious.
funny.
it was fucking hilarious. My wife and I watched it, and she was like, "How accurate is this?" And I was like, "Terrifyingly, actually."
It's
I
a
still say to
documentary.
this date, the most accurate military movie ever made was In the Army Now with Pauly Shore. Like that is the most accurate military movie I've ever watched.
I don't know if that's true.
I know you're right. It's Hurt Locker. Like, come on,
Yes.
like, fuck.
Yes. Of course.
I don't know how many times I just rolled up by myself and ran fucking missions.
Yeah.
It was great.
Or just called somebody who was like, "I'm going back." It's like, that's not how this works. But
We're done. I'm
yeah, just
gonna-
rolled up. Everybody stay here. I'm going to go fuck with that bomb. The fuck?
Yeah. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Well, send the robot. Don't send the robot.
No. Fuck. Jesus. Anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a government sponsored 22. Thanks, Canada.
Speaking of Canada,
Oh, yeah.
It's
Scott got a present.
No, we.
Yeah. Scott's going to hurt locker this fucking package
So-
real quick.
This was in Warfighter's mailbox the other day.
I think it showed up on Friday because I checked the mail and it was that and a piece of junk. And I pulled it open and what is the return address on it? What does it say?
Smell my thongs
And I saw that and I put it right back in and shut the mailbox.
from Canada. It is address to Freedom Friends Warfighter Tobacco, our address. In the customs form, it is literally one used thong of value of $18.57.
Jesus.
And on the front, fresh things direct to you. Smell my thong, freshly worn and sealed, guaranteed freshness, discreet and secure. Not too discreet. I'm going to throw that out there. Number of days worn 2, inspector number 69, order number 9. Your 10th order is free. 100% authentic, satisfy your needs, the world's largest marketplace for used thongs.
So before you open it, I really hope
There's even a little bit of a thong peeking
That's
out.
how they get you.
we figure out who sent this
Well, I think we will.
because now we got to figure out if they sent it to us on purpose or they were trying to get their 10th free one. And we were just like, you know,
Right.
fuck, I'll send one to them.
But you know that on the free one, they always skimp. It's never the best one.
No.
It's only
Right.
been worn for like an hour.
Like you pay for the highest price one, but you don't necessarily get that
so,
one.
so Jazz,
It's
you want to?
equal or lesser value.
I think it's cock confetti. I think it's completely full of cock
All
confetti.
right. Well, we're gonna open it. I'm gonna aim it in a safe direction because we don't
Yeah.
trust any
I
of you
thought you were going to do it up
motherfuckers.
there.
Front towards enemy.
Jesus.
Oh, okay. Now look, I'm disappointed already.
Yeah, because it's fake.
Look, we
Yeah.
Yep. See, that's how they get you.
the peaky part is just a little bit stapled there.
Ah.
It's, that's not good. Can you see in there?
There's something.
I
There's
think you're
paper.
okay.
I think you're all right.
Oh no, it's
Oh, it's candy. What is that? What is that?
Sorry to disappoint you. No dirty thongs in here, but whoever delivered these things to you knows. Whoever delivered this to you now thinks you're weird. Got my cigars today. Can't wait to try them. Freedom the fuck on.
Oh, I know who it's from.
Oh.
I have soon. I shall have my revenge. Scratch and get 15% off your first order.
So you can send it to somebody else now.
And we have no thongs. We have keychains that are.
Oh, it's a
little-
vagina.
Little vaginas.
Yeah, a vagina keychain.
Little vagina
Shit.
keychain.
I dropped my vagina.
thanks, buddy.
And then, we,
I got a dick.
and then we have a high chew, grape.
I got a dick.
Oh, I got a dick too. Shit.
I'm sitting next to the guy passing the shit out, and fucking, I get a dick.
Are
Cheers.
these like best friend bracelets?
You know what? I'll take the dick.
I'm
one. Oh,
keeping that.
Yeah.
Wait, what's the vagina look like though?
It's
You never seen one?
Oh, it is. I thought it actually looked like a Space Force.
I'm going to
Then
be the
like,
brave
well,
one to eat the candy.
Jesus.
so we got that's thanks to
Thanks, Quinn.
Yeah, thanks, Quinn. We don't know who it's from, but it's from Quinn. And I'm not brave enough to scratch and sniff, so
Shit.
that is terrifyingly pointy.
you get a penis too?
She must work out.
Right?
Well, that was funny. Thank you for whoever sent that. We think it's Quinn, but
What'd you get?
Scratch and sniff.
It's not a snip. Use code payback at checkout. So I guess we get to like
That's pretty good marketing right there.
Yeah, so you can send it to somebody else.
pass it on to the next.
Sounds like we may have found a next potential sponsor, boys.
oh, I think it's a Canadian company though.
Oh, we don't
You don't-
associate with them.
Yeah, fuck Canada.
America's hat.
What did George Carlin call it? Loft apartment above a really great party.
No, that was Robin Williams.
That was Robin Williams.
Yep. A loft apartment above a
but
great
really-
party.
yeah.
Well,
Yeah. So what else? What else is in current events? What do we got to talk about? We got the meteorite that Elon's saving us from, or
the Russians are apparently losing the war in Ukraine.
I don't
Anybody
know
give a
if
shit
they're
anymore?
losing.
I'm still sticking with Putin's going to get schwacked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I think Russia's ultimately going to win. It's just going to cost them a lot of time and
I think they're going to win
Resources.
because we can't say no to them.
yeah, you know,
That's the problem.
So
It's
we-
really hard to beat somebody that ultimately you can't say no to.
Well,
Well, when they're freezing their asses off. And
Europe
fucking-
and the United States lost this war when we started buying oil from Russia.
Yeah.
When we decided we're going to become an EV country, Europe decided to get rid of a bunch of nuclear power plants because that's not safe for the environment. So this is much better. We're just going to,
Yeah.
this is better.
I mean, so strategically, like if you can just wait till winter and then turn the taps off.
So
That's what
the
he's gonna do.
Germans and the French both had their problems with the Russian winter, 1800s, 1943, 44. And now they're going to experience it again because these motherfuckers.
Because they're just going to shut the taps off.
Well, they have.
Yeah.
no.
So, I mean, but winter's, like winter's still going to happen.
But you're
Like,
going to fucking die in your own country. You're not even going to die in the fucking
yeah.
gates of Moscow.
I mean,
you're going to fucking die. Like
We're already
in
looking at, I think
Stuttgart
it's
or-
almost 300
Leon.
million people are now suffering food shortage because of this. So, and then we've just priced everything out of the market and it's just going to get worse going into winter. So,
But the good news is that you got a far right premier in Italy because the Italians.
But what are they going to do?
I don't know, but it'd be nice if my people got back. We haven't been on top since
ever.
Oh, did you forget the Roman fucking?
I'm sorry.
I did.
You're right.
I did.
Yeah,
I've
yeah,
forgotten that 1700 years ago, you guys
They're
actually
fucking
had
Italians,
something
though,
going.
hey!
So
It's been a long
forgot
fucking
about
time.
That. Yeah. Yeah. You know what? Your country handled Corona really well, though.
No, this chick's.
Oh, wait,
champs.
They didn't.
They shut that down just like entirely.
She was
and
like
just let
complete-
people die in their
The
apartments.
chick
and
that
shit.
fucking
Yeah.
that got in was completely against all that shit. So it stands to reason that that's who they're going to elect.
Which I got a mini debate right now.
Okay.
It's probably a quick question. If you were going to leave the United States and live in another country, what country should you live in?
Ooh, Paraguay's pretty awesome.
Yeah?
Costa Rica.
Paraguay's pretty awesome. Low cost of living.
Costa Rica's getting
Great
expensive.
beaches.
Yeah.
A lot of tourists.
Great beaches. Like Paraguay's got like white sand beaches, beautiful food.
I wonder
crazy low cost of living.
Is that in Europe?
South America.
South America.
What, so my sister just got back.
Coastal South America.
My
Very
sister
pretty.
got back from.
Good scuba diving.
Yeah. Really good scuba diving.
I can't remember
Coastal
where my sister
Guatemala?
went. Let's see.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'd have to do some homework on this because, like, I know places that I've been and I'm like, oh, this would be cool as fuck to live here.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know if I'd move there
Yeah.
without doing a lot of homework. You know what I mean?
Like Thailand?
So like Honduras is kind of cool.
Yeah.
And the reason Honduras is kind of cool is because they literally copy and pasted our constitution. So you
Yeah.
can have guns, you got freedom of speech, you got all that kind of shit. It's just a third world in Central America.
Yeah.
But would I want to move there full time?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
I spent I spent like 3 weeks in Zambia. I think I could live there.
No,
The food was really good. They
nothing on
speak
the African
English.
continent.
Nothing.
They speak
Nothing
English.
on the African continent.
You've got a whole country that separates you from South Africa, so you don't have like a lot of that.
Yeah.
There's a lot of English expats that have moved into Zambia,
Yeah.
so they have a good infrastructure, normal cell phone usage, food's good,
Africa would be fun.
like reliable power and transportation.
There's a lot of really
all that
cool
kind of
hunting.
stuff.
I'm just worried about the rest of it. Like everybody around you is batshit crazy.
That's when you get up more into like Western Africa and like the Sahel, Sub-Saharan, like all that shit's wild. But when you get down into like the pretty parts of Africa, it's pretty damn stable. Kenya's super stable. But I wouldn't want to live like the DRC or anything like that. Be like, fuck, no. I wouldn't want to live anywhere near that. But Morocco is supposed to be pretty dope. Never been to
never had
Morocco.
any problems.
But Zambia is super stable. They had their coup in like the 80s.
My
so they're
sister,
they're
she
good.
just got back from Portugal.
Okay.
Yeah, well,
That's
She
there you go.
said Portugal was very inexpensive,
Yeah.
and she said it would be a great place for her to live.
I feel like I guess the food's pretty good.
Yeah.
I've had both.
Tapas.
Yeah, I've had both.
Paraguay would be pretty good though. And there's enough other influence. The guy, the guy that was in my expansion before, he got his gig. He moved to Costa Rica. He like company reached out to him and was like, hey, if you want to move your whole training system down here, we'll pay for everything. Come down here. So you make the same amount of money in a country where, the cost of living is like 25% of what it is in the States. And,
Belize.
I hear good things about Panama.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I could do Paraguay.
Yeah. They do pretty good heart surgery in Panama.
Yeah. Yeah, apparently.
So yeah, probably Paraguay. I've always wanted to go at least. So I guess if it was like I've got to go, like start in Paraguay. There's enough in South America that I think I could. If I didn't stop in Paraguay, I'd probably figure
I think
it out.
Central South America is probably where I'd end up.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wouldn't go to like Argentina or anything like that.
No, nowhere cold.
Yeah. But
Peru and Chile, like the food in Peru is good. Like Lima, it's
Peruvian
like,
awesome.
The
Yeah,
food's really good.
really good wine down there too.
Yeah, they've got.
Somewhere where the dollar goes far.
Yeah. Like all of so like coastal South America, most of Central America and stuff
Probably
like
do
that.
Thailand on the coast.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All the lady boys.
that's exactly why I would
Yeah,
go.
hey man. I've known you for a while now. It's all right.
It's whatever you're into.
I don't king shame.
Get a little Dahmer sitch going down there.
We see
Yeah,
Jim
lady
Bono on the
boys.
top of this list.
You can get like 5 lady boys in that icy tech cooler.
That's true. They're tiny people.
Yeah,
They're tiny people. It'll be your height though.
cops don't fuck around down there though. It's all or nothing. You can get away
Thailand?
with a lot.
Yeah,
until-
it's
until you
either-
cross the line.
You were either a king or
Yeah.
you disappear.
Yeah,
Like those are
yeah,
the only
yeah.
two options there.
Like the line's fucking. It's a long.
Whatever country I move to, I want to be able to at some point sit down with their president or whoever is in charge and just have a dinner one time. You know, Just
See,
be like,
Zambia. I shot the president of Zambia's headshot when I was there. I took his picture.
I
Right?
thought this was going way
Yeah,
different
right,
when
and
you
I
started that.
shot the president of Zambia. I can't go back.
Like, what?
No, and he was super nice. Like, and it was funny how it happened because I was there working on a documentary, and we were meeting with some people from the UN, and so the house we were staying in was a gift from the state to the general that led the coup in the 80s for Zambia's independence.
nice.
So we'd gotten invited to dinner at the Intercontinental Hotel because Zambia is one of those countries where there is either like
Oh, did you meet John Wick?
I did not meet John Wick. That's the Continental.
Oh,
But it was an Intercontinental Hotel. Well, like, have you guys been to the Dominican?
Not yet.
Yes, I've been a dumb rep.
You've been to the Dom Rep.
Yeah.
So the DR is the same way, where the DR is like you either have everything or you have fuck all. Like there is no middle class. Like it is all just. Well, most of Central America is like that. Like
Yeah.
there's not a lot of middle class going on. So Zambia is the same way. So we were staying in this house, and we got invited to dinner to go out with the general's house that we were staying in, a rep from the UN, and another general. And there's all of these billboards everywhere that have the president on it. For we're doing this, that, and the other. And this is when Zika virus was running around, so they had all these fucking billboards of like
Oh,
get
yeah.
tested because Zika's around and da da da. And we were at this dinner, and the general's son was there, who was some minister of I can't remember what the fuck it was. And I made a comment. I was like, "This whole country, you guys don't have like a decent camera guy because the picture of that president is fucking sad. Like, it is really bad."
Yeah.
And he was like, "Oh, could you do better?" And I was like, "I could do better right now." Like.
Yeah.
And literally the next day I got a phone call that was like, "Do you want to do an updated headshot for the president?" I was like, "Yeah, sure." So I took the picture, and then I had to sign a thing saying that I wasn't allowed to take any of the pictures with me.
Right.
I was like, yeah, okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna have them all over my house.
Yeah, of the Zambian president. So I shot the picture and turned it over.
Sure,
I have
Jerry.
no
Sure,
idea
that's
what,
the Zambian president.
but I have no idea what happened to the pictures after that.
But
so.
like I want to make, $50,000 US a year, move to another country and be able to hang out with the heads of state.
Zambia.
Like, that's the country I want to hang out with.
Fucking Zambia. And like that country was wild because like you could go to a local art market where everything was like in a hut and dirt floors and then go like 2 blocks over and there's like a full mall with like a bar that had Cuban cigars and like high-end bourbon and an Apple store and shit. And it was just like, the fuck is going on? So there's the first week you're there's a little bit of like culture whiplash.
Yeah.
And then you adjust really quick and everybody fucking speaks English and you can get a hold of all the food you recognize. And so, I mean, there was a fucking KFC there.
Help me figure out where Zambia is.
And that's the other thing is that like point to Zambia on a map
Yeah, I
and
have
people
no
are like,
idea.
who the fuck? Okay, so you know where South Africa is, right?
Yeah.
So right above South Africa is Zimbabwe.
Yep.
And right above that is Zambia.
Okay.
So, so like
it's-
I went to
it's
Victoria,
landlocked.
completely landlocked. I went to Victoria Falls when I was there because Zambia is one of the countries that touches it. Unfortunately, I went during dry season. It is very boring when you go during dry season. And they had the little bridge closed because during dry season, you can actually, it's so calm that you can go across this bridge and you can wade out into the river and actually like hang off the edge of Victoria Falls. But they had it closed because I guess it was like so low that it was like kind of sketch mode to get out there. So I wanted to do that, but and then and Zimbabwe was closed and you had to cross, like if you crossed that bridge, you had to take your passport.
You don't want to go there.
And I was like, yeah, I don't want to go to Zimbabwe.
Zimbabwe was closed. The whole country were closed.
It was.
Shut
Same thing
down.
happened to me when I went to Burkina Faso.
Yeah.
So I was there and the fucking president of Niger disappeared for like 6 days or something. Nobody had it. So every border closed. Like just the whole continent was just like, nope. And just like shut everything down.
That's why I'd probably
Ended up just being hookers
It
and
needs to be a-
blow.
Was Jack Mandeville in the area?
Yeah.
I think if it had to be outside of like South America, it would have to be like Thailand. Fairly stable. They have their problems. But when they run a coup, it's the military taking over because the fucking government's fucking fucked.
They've also got that tiger army there. Those guys are fucking.
And they don't fuck around.
Those
They
dudes
like
are
Americans.
hardcore.
So
But yeah, Zambia loved Americans. It was fucking awesome. But they've got a bunch of British there too. So
yeah.
like every night I hung out in an English pub and like drank draft Guinness and smoked cigars. Like, it
Well,
was
the
fucking
Brits
great.
travel well. So.
I like to
It's-
talk shit to
it's
British
true.
people. It's funny.
Yeah, it's awesome.
My sniper section leader, we were at God damn it. I don't know if I should tell the story. We were at the McMillan Sniper School in Arizona. And we'd go out every night and get fucked up, which as you do is going to a sniper school, I guess. I don't know. And we got fucked up on Mill Avenue one night. And there was a British guy, either I think he was in front of us or behind us in a drive-through at like 2 a.m. And I am shit-faced drunk. And I could hear him ordering. And it was such a thick accent that the person couldn't fucking understand him. And so I start making fun of him and I'm like, just fucking order already, like you want me to go fucking translate, and I guess I was starting a fight. I thought I was just being funny, but yeah, it was a whole thing. So, and like the British snipers, I always got into it with those guys. They had way better equipment than we did. It wasn't ever fair.
That's shocking.
Yeah. But anyway, I don't know where I was going with that.
Yeah.
Well, boys, did y'all hear? I'm sure y'all did that. Ron DeSantis shipped a bunch of illegal immigrants to a sanctuary city, and they were like, we didn't really mean that. Like, y'all aren't really welcome here.
Yeah, if you've never been to Martha's Vineyard, and both of us are,
Yeah.
it's really, really nice.
Yeah.
It's fun.
Yeah, it's not.
If you're white,
If you got money, because it's
Well, it
expensive.
doesn't really matter because you're only going there on vacation.
Yeah.
You're not buying property. You're not living
Yeah.
there. That's not the way my bank account's set up. It doesn't work that way. But it's a lot of fun. Like when you go there, like the bars are fun. The beaches are nice.
Yep.
Like, there's really awesome Airbnbs that you need like 30 people to rent in a 3-bedroom because that's how expensive it is.
Yeah.
Martha's Vineyard is one of those ones where it's not about how your bank account is set up. It's about how your wealth manager says your bank account is set up.
Yeah.
It's one of those places.
And
But yeah, they were a sanctuary city. So the story now is that DeSantis paid to ship a bunch of people from Texas up there.
yeah.
And that's why this fucking jackass in fucking San Antonio is investigating him. Because the Bexar County sheriffs don't have anything better to do than fucking investigate.
Yeah, it's a little interesting. And so, the rumor is now that they made this like fake pamphlet about how there's this relief program at Martha's Vineyard, and then he flew them all to Martha's Vineyard and just like dumped them off. And then they moved them all to the Cape Cod Naval Air Station.
Yeah.
Which I think is, it's Joint Base Cape Cod, which is really...
The fact that there's a base in Cape Cod, I think.
Well, there was a naval air station there.
That's where Darren went to basic, right? Cape Cod?
No.
No, he went to
Great Lakes. That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Great Lakes.
Big difference.
Yeah.
So, but
Camp Edwards. Remember we used to be Camp Edwards?
I think so.
Yeah,
There used to be a bunch of like naval air stations all around like Massachusetts, New England area, and they shut down a fuckload of them.
Yeah.
Like I remember when I was a kid, I used to go to air shows at the South Weymouth Naval Air Station.
And then Weymouth, I bet you Weymouth is part of that.
Now it's it's residential. Somebody bought it and developed it and turned it into houses. Well, who the fuck knows what's underneath that ground? You know what I mean?
shit.
I don't know when, but 10th Group used to be in Massachusetts at one point. I mean, at Devon's. Devon's isn't there anymore.
If you think about it
So
strategically, though, it makes sense. Like the ability to get those guys on a boat and out
yeah.
is
The illegal immigrants or
well, yeah, sure.
When the Cold War was, you had Loring Air Force Base, which is a B-52 base. You had Pease, which was a fighter interceptor base. And then you had the naval air stations. Other than that, you didn't have a lot. You had Hanscom, which they did like satellite shit. And I think Hanscom's still there.
yeah, it's still there.
Doing shit. Otherwise, Devon's has been, there's ranges. Camp Edwards, I remember being when I was in the Marines, we went down and shot on their ranges. And then wherever else, like Weymouth and all that
There's
shit.
a lot of those little tiny bases, though. They're still running around and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like Camp Bolus here in San Antonio used to be fucking massive. And
Well,
now it's
any camp is state owned.
yeah.
It's a National Guard base. Yeah.
But
Bullis has got a group.
Bolus, yeah, they've got a National Guard group
They've
out
got
there,
a battalion of 19th is out there.
and those are some weird
JTAC's
motherfuckers.
JTAC's always trained. They're doing their best. They're doing their super squad or best JTAC
Yeah.
exercise.
But there's a drop zone and shit out at Bolus. So it's a
There's
huge
an
piece of
archery
land.
range too. We should check out.
There's a huge piece of land out there. But somebody put out the statistic that I guess the response to those people being dropped off at Martha's Vineyard and getting them transported to Cape Cod,
72 hours or some shit.
it was a faster response than Benghazi.
Right. No, it was 40 something hours. It was less than 3 days. They got the mass
All
National
out.
Guard fucking
And rehoused.
What happens to these people when they get off the bus? Are they just like,
It's like a swarm of bees.
I mean, or do they have like hotels lined up for them? Or are they just like, you're here, get the fuck off? Like, I don't understand.
Well, I think it was that you're here, there, and then the residents of Martha's Vineyard were horrified, and then that's why you get the National Guard.
Yeah.
Yeah,
As soon as they
over
realized that wasn't their
49
lawn
people.
crew, everybody
Yeah.
freaked out.
Yeah. Apparently, there's a lot of Brazilians on Martha's Vineyard.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was reading an article. A guy went
Well, like the wax job? Because
Yeah.
I believe that.
And then this guy had gone, and he, in like the early 90s, didn't stay, but then he talked up Martha's Vineyard to all these Brazilians. So there's a lot of Brazilians there, and there's like restaurant owners and that kind of stuff. So there's a big influx. How big? Martha's Vineyard is tiny of Brazilians. Other than that, it's
There's like
rich people.
there's some people though that own property on Martha's Vineyard that have been there like since before it became
yeah.
Yeah.
like this rich people thing. And one of them's on YouTube, and he makes all of the weapons from like video games and shit, like these big fuck off like 7-foot long swords and shit that only work with video game physics, like they don't work in the real world. And he sells them all to auction and stuff. But he's owned property on Martha's Vineyard for like 45 years or some shit like that. And he's just this big bearded fuck that lives in this tiny little house and like does all this blacksmithing work and all this shit. And he runs this huge YouTube channel, but his property looks like shit. Like it's just this like redneck that lives out there and builds these giant swords on Martha's Vineyard. And apparently like 2 miles away is one of the Obama estates.
Yeah.
And they've got like 10 acres with 3 houses on it in the fucking middle of Martha's Vineyard. Who was one of the ones that, by the way, said that there wasn't enough space on Martha's Vineyard for all these people?
Well, give up some of your land. Come on,
I
man.
was like, 10 acres house is a lot of fucking people.
You could put a lot of people.
Yeah.
You could put, one of these houses downtown San Antonio that's got a bunch of illegals. It's got like 80 people in them.
Yeah.
It's a
Splitting
house.
the rent 80 ways.
Yeah, that's only like 1,800 square feet, too.
Yeah, it's like 10 acres. You get half the country of fucking Colombia. Not sanitary, but it is what it is.
Like I was first go to is like, it's not sanitary, but
Yeah.
Well, John's buddy down there, the fucking serial killer guy, he'd go through that fucking crowd like
Oh, it'd be like cakewalk.
fucking shit through goose. It'd be like
Like, now
bodies
what-
stacked everywhere.
What am I going to do after lunch?
Fucking tired. I just killed 40 people. Kids.
That's like one of the best phrases I ever heard. Somebody was telling me about the Rwandan Massacre when those insurgents killed over 1 million people with machetes.
Wow.
And they went with machetes. That is a labor-intensive way of killing that many people.
How many people were killing 1 million people?
It
with
was something like
machetes?
the force was like 22,000 people and killed
Still,
1 million people with
22,000 versus 1 million. Come on, people. Get your shit together.
Well, I mean, you go to a small village, nobody's really got a weapon.
But still, like, I've cut down like
Yeah, but after
some
you see the
thick
first
brush with a
5
machete, and
people
I'm
get
like,
killed with
I'm tired of
fucking
5
winded,
minutes.
you'd think you'd like come up with a plan. Like, hey, how about us 50 people jump those 10 fucker? You know, like I don't understand it. Like I just
Well,
don't.
they had
get it.
AKs and
Yeah.
I
But
think
that is-
they rounded them up with weapons, and then the machete guys went in.
Yeah, still.
they were short on,
Machete guys.
short on bullets. They could
Well, I mean,
send
look
the
at
machete guys in there.
the fucking Nazis had to come up with ovens for fuck's sake. They got tired of shooting people.
Well, they did that whole like double and triple stack, or like shoot one and tie it to another one, drop them
Yeah.
into the river kind of shit. Like round savings,
Yeah, I guess.
Apparently,
combat multiplier.
Germans are apparently lazy when it comes to genocide.
They're efficient.
I don't know if they were lazy.
If Germans are anything, they're efficient.
They used to be efficient.
I think they're the record holder, so I'm not. Oh, maybe not.
Oh,
Not
Russians.
history.
Now the Russians have it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The impressive thing about the Russians is that his numbers are his own fucking people. Like
Yeah.
that wasn't even like he killed other people. That was
Yeah.
like I think the best mass killer ever. It was on my people. It's like fuck, dude. Like
Well, when you choose not to feed half the fucking population.
yeah, it's effective.
That's an easy way to do it.
Yeah, now half the population's trying to get the fuck out of the country.
Yeah.
Dude, speaking of which, how about Iran?
I know.
Have you guys been watching? I'm like, bruh, I'm about to get me a hair flag. This is fucking awesome.
What do they call it? The what police?
Morality.
The morality police.
Dude.
Jesus.
That is the definition of the beatings will continue until the morale improves. Like,
Seriously.
Jesus. But yeah, and I guess they thought like we'll kill this one, it'll stop it. And I was like, wow, y'all have never heard the phrase martyr, huh? Like that's
No.
because now,
They heard it. They just never understood what it meant.
yeah, they found out now.
No, they're
Well, I
fine.
just like the
Son of a bitch.
You know, when the term morality police like became news, everybody in our government's like taking notes, like, oh,
Oh, yeah. Oh,
this could be
shit.
a thing. Morality police. Fuck yeah.
Yeah, well, they did a blow up of one of their airfields, and it had like one of the old F-14 sitting there, and they're like, "There's fucking Tom Cruise running the fucking F-14." No, it's gone completely under the radar because that's the
You know how it's all getting out?
regime is
It's all getting out on Twitter and
I
TikTok.
know, they're fucking
That's how
gross.
it's all getting
Yeah.
out. Like because they won't let news in, obviously, because it's Iran. But it's all of these social media platforms
It's
is
gonna
how
be a
all the
fucking
footage
problem.
is getting out.
like they tried this shit in 2009, but they didn't have quite the robust fucking infrastructure to get shit out. Now you got
It's too easy.
Yeah.
Like, it's too easy to get the information out. And so I'm kind of like, dude, tell me this is going to be like Libya 2.0.
this might be a thing.
Oh
Right.
yeah. Then we can replace whoever's in charge with somebody who's
Look,
even worse.
Iran to the 70s was a fucking awesome country.
Oh,
It
yeah.
wasn't in,
up until 79.
yeah, it was
And then
fucking, they were like super advanced and
What was it,
like
like-
some of the best education in the world
The
and all
same
that shit.
people,
And then,
the same kinds of people that are having a problem with the government now are the same kinds of people, the educated college students that helped the current fucking
Yeah,
shitbags.
but,
get
I mean,
in place. Anyway.
and this is when it comes down to totalitarian governments. They last for a little bit.
Yeah.
They all do, but they don't. They just
Eventually
don't
there's
hold for very
cracks.
long.
Yeah, because the first guys all die off. The hardcore hardliner guys who are buying the program
Yeah.
all die off. And then the next guys are like, I'll watch a little bit of fucking Pornhub and, and then they get a little lazy. And then next thing you know, you're fucking getting strung up by your fucking balls.
Yeah, it's fucking so.
Speaking of which, did you even mention? Because I can switch. I can segue right into
How
fucking
the
rednecks.
fuck
right?
did we go from
We can leave that
an
out.
Iran revolution to people getting strung up by their nutsack, and that sparked a story for you.
Yes.
Like,
Well, no, we have another story, but we haven't discussed that.
We're good.
kind of really happy I didn't go out last night, apparently, or Saturday night.
No, it wasn't. Definitely
should've.
wasn't Saturday night story.
Saturday night, for us, it was a lot of Connect Four. For everybody else, it was a lot of drinking and then puking.
The ladies had a great time on
Yes.
Saturday.
Yeah, they did.
It was
From the
they
description I
tied
got,
one
they
on.
essentially drank the rainbow by the number
Yeah.
of
That was
shots.
awful.
that were
Pretty
coming
much.
out there.
I don't even know what they were drinking.
Yeah, that's
It was Ashley's birthday, and Leon said when Ashley left the house, her one rule was no shots.
That lasted 10 minutes.
And so, like, we're sitting there at the table and we're watching like shot after shot after shot go to the table, and we're like, okay.
That was like multicolored shit too. It wasn't even like the same thing. So that got
it's a
came
recipe
up
for
twice.
destruction.
That was fucking
Michelle
awful.
kept it down. She never has hangovers. It's fucking mind baffling to me.
Did she throw up?
No.
Fuck.
And
She's like a goat, man.
She drank the whole way home.
She wanted to keep going. We were
I
like,
know. I'm like, I'm dead tired. Like, fuck.
yeah, because you'd done it the night before too.
Yeah,
So
I
you
did.
were like, you were being very like, drink water. That was,
For 2 waters.
yeah. Well, you did get a Callahan's, and then that plan kind of,
Yeah, I went out the window.
yeah. We had a good waitress though. She was pretty good. She was on top of it.
Oh, nice.
She didn't have the Tullamore Dew or whatever. I can't remember what she called it. But yeah, we had a good time. It was good. You missed a good night.
Yeah, I was so smoked by I didn't get out of work until
I
fucking
guess.
late. I was smoked at the end of it. We had a fucking convention that was going on, so we were ridiculously busy.
Nice.
It's good money, but man, I was so fucking tired by the end of it.
Yeah.
So, but I talked to Leon today. Told him to give Ashley my best wishes and all this.
Yeah, well, I'm sure she's recovered. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Anyways, Johnny, pay the bills.
Well, that's about it, fuckers. Brought to you by warfightertobacco.com. Use that code FTFO, score yourself that sweet 15% off. Check out wellness.us for all your CBD needs. Use that code FreedomFriends25 for quarter off your order over there. And Icy Tech Coolers. Use the code FreedomFriends10 and score yourself 10% off that sweet cooler to hide all your dead hookers in.
Keep your pork chops fresh.
Yeah.
3 little things.
Well, let's tell your mom.
Oh, tell your friends.
And tell your fucking mom's friends. This is a mediocre show. Mediocre assholes talking about mediocre shit. And now we can do it 3 little things.
Yeah. Tell your mom and your friends about the 3 little things too. Because fuck it, maybe they need a new hobby.
They know.
They know.
I hope I know.
So
Yeah. We'll start with Jim.
yeah, Jim was the first one.
Smoke on?
There you
There you
go.
go.
Scotty.
No, drink on.
God damn it, boys.
Freedom
From the fuck on.
on.